everybody, Mr. B here, and welcome to the loft. I'm going to attempt a caramel apple cake today that looks good on paper, but I really don't trust this particular source because I've had some winners and I've had a lot of losers, right? So it's basically you make you cream some brown sugar and eggs together, add flour and the floof stuff, right? A grated and peeled apple, some nuts, cinnamon of course, and then you're going to bake that off in a 350 degree oven. It says 30 minutes. We're going to have to watch it like we normally do. And then we make this optional caramel sauce to pour on top of it. Now how the hell a caramel sauce is optional is beyond me, quite frankly. But anyway, as you know, I like to find them and try them, so that's what we're going to do here. So let's go. We're going to start this daddy off here with about a half a cup of some brown sugar and 2 eggs. And we are going to beat the shit out of this for a couple of minutes until it's good and creamy. Okay, to our wet ingredients, 1 cup of AP flour. We'll do 1/4 teaspoon of some baking soda. Join. And I'm going to add a pinch of salt at this point, lest I forget. We are going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Let's go ahead and get a teaspoon of some cinnamon here. We can go ahead and add in a dollop or about half a teaspoon or so of some vanilla extract. Actually, it says 1 teaspoon, so let's get it, happening there. Now I'm going to sift in my dry ingredients. Some. And then we are just going to mix this together for about 1 minute. Let's get these sides hit. Next up, we're going to grate 2 apples. I'm using a Honeycrisp and a Granny Smith, so I've got sweet and tart happening at the same time. Should bounce off nice of the caramel, I hope. So we're just going to grate up, mindful of the core. And we are going to add this to our batter. Along with about a 1/3 of a cup of some chopped walnuts there. And we're just going to fold this in. I have my standard size loaf pan here, which I have lined and sprayed down real good. And we are just going to add in this luscious batter, what I hope to be a luscious appley caramelly batter. Let's give this just a few jiggles and a couple of pops. And last but not least, we are going to sprinkle some brown sugar on the top here. I know it, Porky. How bad's that gonna be? And into a preheated 325 degree oven. I am running convection. If you don't have convection, don't damn worry about it. I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes, but I'm probably gonna peek in at 20. We have hit the 30-minute mark. And we are going to pull this thing out, set it on the rack, and now let me just, that's feeling pretty good. I'm just gonna, nope. That's got at least, I'd say another 10 minutes. So we will check back then, kids. So like I have said, I've not had a lot of luck with stuff, with recipes from this particular source. And it could be because the recipes are in metric and then they convert them, and that might not be coming out right, okay? Another thing I thought was 2 apples for 1 loaf pan is a hell of a lot of moisture. And then I got to thinking, well, you know, in Europe, because this is a European source, the apples are normal size and they're not ginormous because of all the crap that we put in and on our food here in the United States. So that may be the area where we need to pull back. In any case, if it doesn't come out, then I'm probably going to try it again, but using metric measurements and see if that's not better, okay? If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up. Come along for the ride. Let's get back to this cake. We are 40 minutes in on this thing now. And let's see where we're at this point. I mean, maybe it's just a 50-minute bake. A lot of cakes are. They have that part wrong. You know what? I'm going to go with this and see what happens. I know that it's going to be kind of on the gooey side, and I'm okay with that, I think. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put some pretty substantial holes in this thing. And let's get on to making that that delicious caramel sauce. I'm on about a medium heat with a nonstick pan, and according to the recipe, we're going to go with a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of sugar. I think that's kind of an example of how metric doesn't necessarily always convert. And melt this down. I'm adding an executive decision here, and I'm going to go ahead and put about a tablespoon, a little bit more butter in here. So I'm not trusting this. My nonstick also has some ridges down in it, and I just think that it needs the lubrication, if I'm being honest, so that the sugar does what I need for it to do. If I'm being honest, it's looking a little broke. So I'm going to add in a little bit of heavy cream here. Stirring constantly. The recipe calls for about 1/3 cup of heavy cream. I think this is going to get it. We're going to cook this out about a minute. And we are just going to pour slowly this caramel over this cake, getting it down into those holes we made. Now, I'm going to let this cool all the way down, and we'll see if any magic happened on it, y'all. I'm noticing that I've got a bulge here in the, and I think what I'm going to do is just try to help that. There we go. On down in there without a tort on that side. So let's just there we go. Just let that ease down in there like that. All right, right, kids, so I have cut myself a piece of this. I want to show this to you. It's very ooey and gooey, and I am all for that. But how does it taste, right? How does this thing taste? Let's find out together, shall we? This is more of a, which is where I was thinking it was going anyway, if I'm being honest. This is an afternoon coffee cake. Actually, it'd be damn good for breakfast too, or with a glass of milk. I would not say it's a dessert. You've got the caramel coming through. With the pops of the apple and the cinnamon. That's a winner. That's a winner right there. I'll leave the recipe in the description with the appropriate cooking time because the source was wrong. I'm gonna have this bite here with the caramel topping. Yes, indeed, kids. All right, guys, there you have it. This is a caramel apple cake, perfect for like the afternoon with a cup of coffee. And again, it wouldn't necessarily make for a bad breakfast. I mean, probably the sugar, you know, but it's going to tell anybody. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. We're going to see you next time. Cheers. Not any damn bad.